I want to call Bryan Busby up here. Gina, I want you to come down here with your husband. Isn't this a good-looking couple? When Pastor Scott Holbrook knew that he was going to be working out of town some and missing Wednesday nights and some Sunday mornings, I called on Bryan, our son, and asked him if he would step to the plate and just fill in. And he did. And there was almost an immediate bond with him and with Gina and with the young people. And then after Pastor Scott tendered his resignation and decided that he had to give more work in his full-time job, I began praying and I began seeking God. And oddly enough, in all of my years of ministry, this is the first time this ever happened, but I started hearing from the youth group. And I started hearing from them. And I got one well-written letter, and about 10 people signed it. And so I took that letter, I prayed about it, and I began to talk to Bryan. We began to pray, and I'm happy to announce to you today that Bryan and Gina Busby are our new youth pastor. I will have to be honest. There was some hesitancy on my part, having served so many years in state level administration. It kind of bred this hesitancy within me for fear that some might think there's nepotism involved. Well, there's no nepotism involved here. It's just absolute fact of ability and what God wants. And I know that there is a new level. I already see it, already sense it with our young people. I've been up to the youth house. I've walked by the Sunday school class, and I've watched it as the young people are getting more and more involved almost every week. And I'm thrilled, and I want you to hear from our new youth pastor this morning.
Amen. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. A year ago, if you would have asked me if I would be in this position, I didn't see that at all where my life was going. And for those of you that don't know, Gina and I got married 2 months ago, not even 2 months ago. And between us, we have 5 children. And so we would tell our family, we're about to get married. And the first thing everybody said was, man, we're so excited for you guys. And the second thing they always said was, man, you got 5 kids. So that never hit me until about a month ago. I told Gina, we're standing in the kitchen, and I look around, and everybody's fixing them something to eat. And I look at the amount of food being consumed in one meal in our home, and it hit me. And I kind of got that same feeling a couple of weeks ago as we filled in, and people would come up to me, those of you that have youth in the youth group, and you would say, you guys all use the same words, and that's what scared me. You said, we need a strong leader. We need a strong leader. We need a strong leader. And about the 4th or 5th time, I realized, man, you guys need a strong leader. And I would look at these kids on Wednesdays, and they were so polite and so sweet and so nice. And so my mind started playing with me, and I thought, well, are these parents like beating these kids on the way to church saying, no, he's not the youth pastor yet, so you better act right. Once he's the youth pastor, you can do whatever you want to do. So anyway, this is our first week coming up being the youth pastor, and we couldn't be more excited and more humbled and more honored to work with the staff here And we're in love with your kids, so thank you.
And we're excited too. Amen.